are back at Volleyball Central, the arena in San Juan, for another double dip for today, Sunday. It is day number 4, and we are going to give you matches number 7 and 8 for the women's volleyball tournament of season 78 of the UAAP. On deck today for our first game will be the Lady Eagles of Ateneo going up against the Golden Tigresses of UST, and later on, the FEU Tamaraos and the UE Lady Warriors will try to bounce back from their opening day losses. It's all live here on ABS-CBN Sports and Action, and we welcome you to it for ABS-CBN Sports. I'm Boom Gonzalez. Thank you very much for joining us. And today we are joined by a powerhouse of an analyst, 3 UAAP titles, 2 Best Blocker awards, and a Finals MVP, Michelle Gumabao. Welcome, and we are so happy that you're joining us here at ABS-CBN Sports.
Thank you, Boom. Thank you, everyone, for having me. I'm so excited. I'm so happy to be part of the UAAP board for the first time. So this is my debut,
Yes.
and what other game to watch than, of course, another exciting match for today between the Ateneo and the UST Tigresses.
And obviously, Michelle has gone up against some of these players, some of these coaches, and she's very familiar with the UAAP atmosphere, so her insights are going to be very valuable as we go on to day number 4 of the UAAP. And so far, Michelle, we'll look at the team standings, and we see that your former school, the DLSU Lady Spikers, are up with the 2-0. Sila yung unang nakadalawang panalo, no?
And sila lang ang nandun sa standing ngayon because they had 2 games already, of course. And right now, we want to see if Ateneo wants to get that same standing 2-0 right now, or if UST will make it 1-1 tied set loss between the Ateneo and the UST. So today, we're gonna see if makakahabol ang Ateneo or makakahabol ang UST sa standings natin for this season.
Maaga pa dito sa ating tournament. In the meantime, we're also joined, of course, by Laura Liman, who will be reporting from the Ateneo side, and Angelique Manto will be reporting from the UST side, and they will also be interviewing players. We're also going to get a lot of inside information from Ateneo and UST a little later on from those 2 courtside reporters. All right, unahin natin, Michelle, ang Ateneo Lady Eagles, the defending champions. They have won 19 straight going back to last year, and their last victim was the NU Lady Bulldogs, but that wasn't easy, especially in the first 2 sets.
Of course, we saw the game. Boom, NU was always trailing in the first 2 sets from 4 points to 6 points. Ateneo really came from behind and showed everybody watching that they were really a composed and a mature team because they didn't let the big lead of NU stop them from winning a straight setter, because when you're down like that, 6 points, 4 points, sometimes you lose a set, you lose 2 sets, but Ateneo really showed what their team and how they came into this competition very strong.
And of course, we all know that NU bounced back after that. You know, you obviously touched on a very important point, yung maturity, yung composure, yun ang nagagawa siguro ng dalawang championship para sa Ateneo. They did not let go of the Lady Bulldogs and eventually won that in straight sets. All right, speaking of Laura Liman, let's bring her back into this conversation and sat down with Bea De Leon for this interview.
Boom and Michelle, I'm here now with none other than Bea De Leon. Now, Bea, last season you guys averaged about 1.73 blocks per game. But last game alone, you guys had 3. So what do you think accounted for this change?
Last game was only the first game, so I guess we'll see how it plays out first. But hopefully it stays the same.
And as a sophomore rather than a rookie last year, how has your perspective of the team changed? How has your role in the team changed?
As rookie before, you could always just like go with the flow. Sometimes you'd make a mistake and just literally be like, no problem. Well, not naman, but then you kind of get what I mean, I guess. But then now, syempre, I think I have to carry a bit more weight here. As a sophomore, definitely you gotta guide the rookies a bit. And then in the court, you always have to be smarter, quicker, and be sure to be more sensitive to the people around you so that, you know, everything becomes consistent, and then teamwork is there always.
All right, there you have it, Bea De Leon. Back to you, Boom and Michelle.
Thank you very much, Lau. In the UAP volleyball atmosphere, Michelle, girls have to grow up and mature fast. Imagine that, Bea saying on her second year, kailangan na niyang alalayan yung mga rookies kaagad. Ganun ka rin, di ba, when you were playing?
Yes, my first year I was just playing from the bench, pahugot-hugot lang. But in my second year, I actually started in the first 6. So sometimes talaga you can't plan out your season or your whole performance when it comes to UAAP. Sometimes kailangan, and you really just step up during the game.
That's what she did, and that's what she plans to do in her second year for Ateneo. And let's go to the other side this time. UST came up short in that last match, and probably so far the most exciting match of the season. I know you saw that firsthand, Michelle, where UST came back from 2 sets down, forced that 5th set, but came up short against a very gritty Adamson University Lady Falcons.
You know, looking at the stats, Boom, you can really see that UST actually dominated this game in terms of spikes, blocks, and service aces. They trailed from Adamson, but in the end, they made more errors, and this is very crucial if you're in a 5th set deciding game. And this was the downside for the UST Tigresses because they committed more errors and lost by 2 points only in the 5th set. But also, speaking of rookies and sophomores stepping up, it was EJ Lowry who also stepped up for her team, being the captain ball only at her 2nd year.
And the big story also, of course, in that match, we all know EJ was steady, but boy, the explosive Cherry Rondino with 30 points, really the talk of the town, even with a loss. And it would be interesting to get her thoughts as she sat down with our very own Angelique Manto.
Cici, ano naman yung mga naging adjustments mo personally sa new coach ng Golden Tigers na si Coach Kung Fu?
Si Coach Kung Fu po kasi is sobrang bait niya po. Kaya hindi po kayo mahihirapan mag-approach sa kanya. Kasi parang lahat kasi parang niyayakap niya. Kaya sabi niya kasi sa amin na kung sino gusto magpayakap, yayakapin namin. And sa pagkasabi niya doon, parang na-boost ako. Parang sobrang bait niya talaga. And walang adjustment. Kasi madali naman talaga siyang i-approach.
Ayun, so sa pagtulong sa inyo ni Coach Kung Fu, nakita naman natin na nag-struggle kayo slight lang last game. So ano ba yun sa palagay mo yung mga dapat yung matutunan dun sa naging una nyong laban?
Inaaral po namin kasi parang sinabi na matagal po kami mag-teaming. Parang ina-adjust pa namin like magsisimula pa yun. Kaya yung sinabi ni Coach, pag pumasok na, tuduhan na agad. Kaya, and isa pa dun yung communication namin kasi wala po talaga, parang hindi po talaga lumabas ng last game. And wino-workout naman namin yung lahat para magamit namin.
Sana lumabas agad ngayong game na to. Balik sa inyo, Boom and Michelle.
Medyo feeling down pala ako, pwede ako magpayakap kay Coach Kung Fu. Sabi niya, kahit sino daw, pwede lumapit sa kanya at magpayakap. But in all seriousness, you are impressed with CC Rondina.
Of course, because not only is her height very impressive, but the way she jumps, the way she acts, the way she reacts to every point, and the way she boosts her team at a very young age. She's only a sophomore, and she's been the highlight of everybody's day whenever UST comes into this court to play.
It's a great thing to say, and she's a fan favorite. She's going to go up against another fan favorite in Eliza Valdez on the other side. Coach Kung Fu and Coach Tai will lock horns when we come back. It is Ateneo versus UST for our first game of our double dip here in the UAAP on ABS-CBN Sports and Action.
Live from the Philoy Flying V Center, San Juan City, we present match number 7 in the women's volleyball tournament of your season 78 UAAP. Officiating this match, our first referee, Bob Malena, national referee. Our second referee, Romulo Reforzado, national referee. Now let us meet the starters. First, for the reigning and defending two-time champions, Ateneo de Manila Lady Eagles. Number 17, Maddie Matayan. Number 14, Bea De Leon. Number 15, Joanna Maraguinot. Number 12, Gia Morano. Number 16, Amy Ahomiro. Number 2, team captain, Eliza Valdez. number 7, Giselle Tan. The head coach of the Lady Eagles, Anusor Taibundi. And now, let's meet the USC Golden Tigresses. Number 2, RJ Rivera. Number 10, Alex Cabanos. Number 18, Ria Meneses. Number 15, Jessie De Leon. Number 9, team captain, E.J. Lowry. Number 16, Sherry Rondina. Air libero number 4, G. Reyes. And the head coach of the Golden Tigresses, Emilio Kung Fu Reyes.
Anusor Taibundi, Emilio Kung Fu Reyes, meeting each other for the very first time in UAAP volleyball competition. USD and Ateneo going at it for our first game. Later on, FPU and the UE Lady Warriors, the tall UE Lady Warriors. They have gone up in height and they're looking to improve this year, while FPU is looking to bounce back after their loss against LaSalle. These are the starting 6 for both teams, and Cabanos will start as the setter, which he did not do in that game against Adamson.
A little different for Coach Kung Fu today, and Alex Cabanos has played a good game since they went up against Adamson. She performed very well during the clutch moments that UST, that UST really needed her, and they almost won, but syempre.
Ganda nung bunot ni Coach Kung Fu nun. When they brought in Alex Cabanos.
A lot of in-game subs for UST last game.
They experimented with Vicar, of course, as the starting setter, but he went with the veteran as Eliza Valdez starts off scoring here in our first game. A girl that you know very, very well. You beat in the finals. Also, what are your thoughts on Eliza Valdez?
Eliza has carried her team very well, and looking at the Ateneo team right now, before it was only Eliza scoring for Ateneo, dominated by her performance. But right now, seeing the new team of Ateneo coming into the season, a lot of new faces for me and a lot of new blood for their team. So they're all helping one another, and that's why it's very, very exciting and fun to watch this team play every single time.
Rondina in the middle, combination play to start off. Matayag is checked by CC, and Valdez finds a spot underneath, pero umaangal si Coach Kung Fu dito sa kabila. Hindi yata nagkarinigan dahil sa ingay. They're going to give the point to Ateneo. He was complaining, Coach Kung Fu was complaining about 4 touches down.
Oh, I think he was saying that Madayag's tip didn't go over the net, but there was a violation, a net violation called on the side of UST.
Papag-usapan natin maya lamang ang CC Rondina starts off scoring for UST. 1 will be serving 3. And speaking of UST, makibalita tayo kay Angelique Manto.
Boom and Michelle, even if the Golden Tigresses' first game didn't really turn out to be in their favor, Coach Kung Fu still sees the positive side in it. And in his words, ang importante is from the dead, bumangon tayo at lumaban tayo. While aggressiveness and continuous communication on court might have been the missing factors from their last game, these are something crucial for today as they are facing the defending champions, the Lady Eagles. Now, as history puts it, UST has been attempting to garner a victory over Ateneo since January 2012, but have struggled to do so. Now, with the new system, will they finally be victorious today? We will all have to find that out later. But for now, back to you, Boom and Michelle.
Excellent report. Thank you, Angelique. Since 2012 January, and also that's the individual matchup. But for a bigger picture, UST, 3 years na hindi nakakapunta ng Final Four. So, syempre, gutom na yan sa Final Four, Michelle.
Yes, and I remember when I was in second year boom, UST ang nakalaban namin in the championship.
Finals.
Yes, in the finals. And they were very, that was a totally different team back then. And looking at them now, they have the same height and they have the same skill, but they failed to close the game. They failed to close the set early on. And siguro, that's one of the things that they have to work on, is to start strong and end strong every single time.
Rivera, there's no touch. There's no touch. The referees are looking at the line people, and Laurel, the captain, asking for a touch. None given. 5-2 ang ating talaan. Let's go to the other side with Laurel Lehman.
Boom, Coach Tai was very happy with the girls' performance last game. But surprisingly, it wasn't the win that most impressed them, but rather how everyone got involved. The victory was truly a team effort. Yes, of course, Lai was player of the game, but her teammates, even the younger ones, contributed and showed a newfound confidence that wasn't present last year. And this is exactly Ateneo's goal for this season, as they plan to be less predictable and more versatile on court. Back to you guys.
Thank you very much, Lau. And that's what Michelle was touched on earlier. That's masyado mababa. They have become a less predictable team compared to the time when you said that dati ang opensa talaga centered on Eliza Valdez.
Yes, and even though you have a spiker, a very talented spiker like Eliza Valdez, Boom, if you have two tall blockers right in front of her, mahihirapan din yan. So it really helps if you can deviate the spike from the open side from Eliza Valdez.
Laure on the other side, it's sent back. Hinahabol ni Reyes, hindi siya umabot. 5, make that 6-3 for the defending champions on a 19-game winning streak. Okay, another thing that we want to talk about, Michelle, napansin mo dito sa UST, maraming nagtali ng buhok. Cici Rondina's got her hair in a bun. You know, a lot of them wearing headbands. You were talking about this before we went on the air. Dahil nga iba na, may rule change tayo. And Doc Ian talked about that yesterday. Explain to the audience, Michelle.
Well, there was a FIVB rule that was implemented early on, late last year, that whatever body part, whatever accessory you have in your body, as long as it hits any part of the net, not only the white tape anymore, it's a point for the other team. So it can be your hair, your jersey, kahit yung sintas mo sa shoes, kung tumama yan. Kung tumalon ka para si Cherry Rondina, tatama yan.
Pwede.
So ngayon, as you can see, the hair of everybody talagang tightly packed na yan, nakatali lahat, naka-headband para lang hindi tumama because sayang rin naman yung isang point.
Oo naman. Double contact on Gia there. I was talking to Doc Ian yesterday. I said, we will probably see less ponytails in the next few games to come because ang dami nadadali kahit sa pag-ikot lang ng ulo, pagtingin lang sa teammate. Tinatawagan na ngayon, dati kasi they let the incidental stuff go. Diba? Pag hindi, if it doesn't change the play, they let it go. But now, even a strand, pag nakita,
may replay pa yan.
May replay pa.
May replay pa ng referees yan.
There's a service ace. And the converted libero. Sultan struggling the last couple of sequences. Coach Kung Fu looking on. 7-all. Humabol na UST dito.
Difficult part on Giselle Tan for her because she's being surrounded by good receivers also, and as a libero you have to have more space as compared to your other teammates.
Again, I think they're going to call a touch here. Gia Morado's hair hit the net. 8-7, technical timeout. UST comes back to take it. We will be back. We're back with you here on ABS-CBN Sports in Action. Michelle, you're very used to something like this, being part of a block party, two-time best blocker, and now the tall players of Ateneo have taken over, and they have obviously increased in height in the past few years.
We were talking about the blocking percentage of Ateneo and how it changed and increased since they changed their rotation and put Amy Ahumiro as a utility spiker. And it's very new for Ateneo because now they're actually having a taller roster as compared to the other teams. Usually, before sila yung height lang or mas maliit, but now they're one of the tallest teams in the UAAP.
And very young too. And by the way, speaking of young, Manny Matayag's birthday today. So happy birthday to Manny Madayag as Ateneo ties this match. At ganda na simula natin dito, Michelle, between Ateneo and UST.
Bea De Leon not making UST score a point
Whoa!
on that end.
Last year's best server serves it into the net. Some great matchups here. Great fan matchup also here at the arena in San Juan. We also have some athletes watching right now. We'll get them on cam a little later. In the meantime,
This is just the 8th game of the season, Boom, and we're already full in the San Juan Arena.
and another point going to UST. 10 serving 8. Meneses, one of 3 players who scored in double figures the last time out, as first referee has something to say to Coach Kung Fu via EJ Laure. He's a fiery coach.
Yes.
You know, for those who don't know, this guy has won championships as a player. He's won 3 championships, 1998, 2000, and 2003. And on the years that he did not win a championship, he was runner-up as a player. In high school, he won 4 championships as a coach. So this guy knows how it is in the UAP. But now he's in the college level as a coach. Ang dami na rin nating kwentong ganyan, Michelle. Yung mga high school coaches, Jerry Yee, di ba?
Yes.
Coming up.
And actually forming a collegiate team that's very competitive, as you can see with UP right now with Coach Jerry and Coach Kung Fu with
Right.
UST. Coach Kung Fu, his stance, his aura, his name itself is very intimidating. But
Yeah,
sabi
well,
nga kanina,
He's
he
just
hugs.
yeah, 3 hugs now. Pero he's a sergeant of Philippine
Oh.
Army. So, you know, that stance, yung matipunong stance na yan, hindi aksidente yan. Laure. Able to get that one to go. 11-10. Yan, bata rin ni Coach Kung Fu no high school yan. She was a captain in the championship team in her 4th year in high school, where Coach Kung Fu was the coach. So it's not strange. Their relationship is not new. Her being a captain under Coach Kung Fu is not new.
Yes, and you being a captain, it isn't necessary that you're the top scorer or you're the eldest of the team or the ate, but I think more importantly, your relationship with the coach, because the captain is the go-to person if there's a problem in the team, if there's something to be implemented. So, being that they've been together for quite some time, Coach Kung Fu already trusts
May tiwala.
EJ Laure to give her responsibility.
May relationship, may tiwala, as Amy Ahumiro gets a service ace here, and Ateneo is in the lead right now, 12-11. Seesaw battle in the early going. Exciting volleyball here on ABS-CBN Sports in Action. Jessie De Leon this time. You said earlier up front at the UAP, you felt like the seniors have to step up. Jessie's part of that
Yes.
list.
Jessie De Leon and Carmela Tunay, who were part of the first 6 last game. But now I don't think Carmela Tunay started for UST. She is now sitting the first set out.
She played 2 sets in that match against Adamson University, and we did not see her again after.
So at least now there's an early start for Jessie De Leon.
Yeah, Morado. Was it Madayag? Madayag who found the spot at the back. That's Melantunay on your screens. Maraguinot serving. 13 serving 12. Rivera. Yung partner in crime ni Rondina sa beach volleyball.
Championship team yan, boom! And you can see how high they jump and how light and elevated they are. Perfect form, actually, these 2 players. Beach volleyball is not an easy sport. It's not one of my favorites.
Yeah.
But it really develops a very, very unique skill for a volleyball player.
We're tied at 13. Valdez goes through 3.
One of the highest jumpers, I think, in the UAAP is Eliza Valdez. Usually, the smaller players tumataas tumalon.
Like sila Cherry,
Yes.
CC.
Mga ka-height ko, medyo hirap na kami tumalon. I don't know why, but if you see Eliza, she's not that tall, not that short, but she jumps really, really high.
This is a free ball, but it's sent back to UST. I think Rhea Meneses mistimed that a little bit.
And good blocking on the part of Bea De Leon. As I said earlier, hindi niya pinapalampas yung mga bolang dumadaan sa kanya, and she's been dominating the blocking department of Ateneo.
Manny Madayag has developed some muscle in her body coming into this second year of hers. Rodina. Valdez. Lumambyo sa ere. Rondina. Walang cambio-cambio. CC Rondina, when she goes for it, alam mo, always match point eh. Diba? You gotta love the attitude of this girl.
Alam mo, fifth set, must win
Parang ganun
point.
eh.
Talagang dala niya yung buong UST campus whenever she spikes that ball.
Good point. Ganun din naman ito, si Alyssa Valdez. Check ball. So, Valdez gets her team to the second technical timeout ahead, 16-14. Patuloy ng ating laban ng UST at Ateneo. At sabi nga natin, ang partners in crime. Double R, Rodina Rivera. Indoor volleyball now, but not like they miss a beat from beach volleyball.
Usually, Boom, mahirap yung transition between beach and indoor because it's a different terrain, magkaiba ang technique.
Instincts mo.
Yes, but these two players have adjusted well to the sudden change in their environment. Hindi pa ba adjusted, Boom, yung 30 points?
Hindi. Medyo.
Parang basketball lang ang laro ni Cherry Rondina last game.
And remember, when she was being used by Coach Oji, she was being used as like parang an injector of life. Every now and then, 2 or 3 points here and there, and then she brings her out again, comes back in. But now, starting 6 and impact talaga.
Highest scorer for the UST Tigresses.
So far, yun pa yata pinakamataas, di ba? 30 points individual scoring so far in this young UAP season. Apante ng dalawa ang Ateneo, make that 1 point. Lumabas yung tira at yung palo ni Amy Ahumiro.
Almost catches the lines. They were trying to ask the referee for a check ball, but Amy, with her height and the travel of that ball, was just too high.
Daan receiving. Valdez sa kabila naman, lumusot kay Laure at Meneses. Palitan ng puntos, 18-16 as Mela Tunay and Rina Bicar now coming in to the match. Both actually started in their first match against Adamson.
May baon din si Coach Kung Fu when it comes to his coaching technique. That's how well he knows his players and his girls when it comes to substitution and fielding in different players.
7 months on the job for Coach Kung Fu, and he's a little irritated right now. He's going to call a timeout because of that service ace of the MVP, Alyssa Valdez.
Lapit.
Tingnan nyo agad kasi layo ng pinanggagalingan ng bola. Ang igalaw nyo agad yung paa, hindi pwedeng iabala yung braso natin para maganda yung base. Pag nakabase tayo na maayos, babalik ang bola sa harapan. Okay, yan. Halina pa, kahit magpa-play 1 ka lang, i-open mo na si Carmela. Papatungoy mo ng press ng balikan. Okay? Hindi, ganda mo yung pasok mo. Hindi natin kailangan ng napakagandang receive. Ang kailangan lang natin yung nakaangat sa gitna. Okay? Backline ang center natin.
Like I mentioned earlier, athletes from other sports are watching. David Ferrer from UST. Ravenna and Pesumal from Ateneo. Appreciating the athletes here in the volleyball tournament. And that one on your screen, an incredible athlete herself. And she's towing her team into first set victory. They're leading 19-16. An error on the service. What did you take from that timeout? Parang panghinto lang ba ng momentum yun, Michelle?
Panghinto ng momentum. And syempre, alam ni Coach Kung Fu na magaling na server si Eliza Valdez. So siguro tinawag lang niya and binigyan ng advice yung kanyang girls na hindi naman kailangan perfect receive as he said earlier. So itaas lang daw nila yung bola. And it was a timely break for the Tigresses, and siguro that forced also Eliza Valdez to an error in her service.
Unfortunately, they also commit the service error courtesy Carla Sandoval.
Palitan lang yung nagiging labanan natin between these two teams, and I think 3 points is one of the highest leads that Ateneo has achieved for this game.
Well, Sandoval's a rookie. She's from Angelicum College, so she's adjusting to the atmosphere. Nakapatong dun si EJ Laure. 18 will be serving 20. She will be serving for Coach Kung Fu.
Full front line for UST here. We have Carmela Tunay who just came in.
Jessie De Leon and Cici Rondina and Alina Bicar will be setting for that full front line. Running attack from Madayag. Tunay, mababa. There must be some sort, tell me if I'm wrong, Michelle, is there some sort of pressure on the side of Mela Tunay to come in at this point to try to deliver? You're a veteran. So all this talk about you, nararamdaman mo ba yan?
I'm sure that she's feeling pressured right now to perform for the UST and of course to deliver their first game for this season. But if you're a veteran, especially like Mela Tunay, pressure should already be normal for
Sanay
you.
sanay na.
Dapat sanay na, she's played in championships, she's played in pressured games, so she should take that as a motivation na lang on her part.
Pwede mag-error na mag-error dyan, pitpitan na yung score. Oh.
Okay, walang ginagawa si Ateneo sa atin. Bakit umi-score yung Ateneo? Inaayawan nyo kasi agad eh. Wala tayong kalaban-laban doon sa error na binibigay natin. Ha? Isa't isa lang yan, nakikita natin, madidipay natin kung kaninong pagkakamali yan eh. Ano? Ay, nakon libero natin, umaayaw ka agad. Okay, isang balik lang tayo, 22. 22.
Kanilang libero na si Mia Dizon from De La Salle Zobel with that last error, kaya binalik na dito ni Ingrid Reyes. The comebacking pala, 2 years na wala sa UST. She's back for UST.
Errors daw ang problema ngayon ng UST, and this was also their problem last game
Against Adamson.
They dominated, but their errors costed them the game.
You know, I also believe that Rondina lost a little bit of weight from last year to this year and developed some muscles. Her legs, her arms are a little more toned. As Cabanos comes back in, and so will Ulrica Rivera and Mela Tunay will go back to the bench. Cabanos will serve for UST. They're down 3. Not yet out of it, Michelle. 19 pa lang, 22 pa lang.
A few more points before Ateneo reaches that 25 mark.
Rondina battling Morado there. She gets the point on that joust.
Coach Kung Fu always wants a full front line for UST, so hindi siya pumapayag as of now na mapunta sa harapan ang setter because he knows that ang nasa harapan ngayon ng Adamson, you have Mabayag,
Ateneo, you mean?
Ay, ng Ateneo. They're very, very strong also. And full na yan sa harapan. You have Eliza Valdez in front and kailangan nila ngayon ng panlaban on the side of UST.
Parang may finisher. Ito si Eliza Valdez, nasa harap na. Cabanos with a costly error, Michelle giving an extra point. As Joanna Maraginot will now serve, and a free ball given to Ateneo. Laure picks it up. They open up to Rondina on the other side, and Rondina gets the point. Diagonal. Meron kang Rondina dito, meron kang Valdez dun sa kabila.
Labanan ng open spiker for both teams yan, Boom. And nakikita natin, ito yung sinasabi ni Coach Kung Fu na laban kung laban. Sabi niya hindi dapat sila bumibigay because they have to score their points and not wait for the errors of Ateneo because they themselves commit more errors than the team.
21 serving 23. No room for error here. Well, they have a room for one error, pero that's pretty much it. Valdez finds a spot. Good dive by EJ. Free ball for Ateneo. Chance for UST, and they open. Rondina.
That is probably a beach volleyball play if you can see it. Yung biglang talon.
Second jump, no?
Yeah, second jump. Not everybody can do it as fast as Rondina can.
What a save. What a pickup there for EJ. Laure, ito yung sequence natin dito. At bumalik ang bola kay Rondina. At sa pangalawang talon, goes down the line, finds a spot, and they're down one. The defending champion still ahead, 23-22.
Ang tao na, yung good na.
Okay, 1, 2, receive, set, tapos try na atake, tapos cover tayo. Ha? Let's go.
Ang tao na. 1, 2, 3.
Sila naman ang inahabol dito against NU. They were the ones catching up with NU and winning the sets. Let's see how Ateneo deals with this now. 23-22, UST serving as promised. Sabi nga ni Michelle, matindi ang ating first game. Eto, delivering the goods.
Matindi rin ang nasa utak ni Jessie De Leon as she serves this ball. Siyempre, no room for error.
Yun ang sinasabi mo. 2 service errors might be costly. Cabanos and this one. Ano ba yan? Adrenaline ba yan? Nerves ba yan? Tumitigas ba yung kamay mo? Michelle, ano bang...
Adrenaline, yes, but siguro at this point, it's more of pressure. And sometimes in your head, you just want to get that ball in.
Oh! And a service ace on an open spot. The birthday girl, Manny Matayag, gets the winning point for match or for set number 1. Good chase by UST, something to build on going to set number 2.
And of course, service has been a key skill right now. Getting it in, scoring a point. Ateneo has done very well in delivering those aces for their team.
And they take an exciting set number 1 here at the arena in San Juan. We will be back. Babalik po tayo dito sa arena in San Juan. Exciting set number 1 and Ateneo edging out UST 25-22. Your thoughts on the first set, Michelle?
It's a very tight match between these two teams, but service aces and the blocks of Ateneo have delivered this first set into their favor. As you can see, unforced errors on both teams, halos pantay lang naman. Only 1 for Ateneo, 10-9, and attacks, pantay rin naman. So as we can see, service and blocks has delivered for Ateneo, and we shall see if in the second set, mauulit nila to.
All right, before we get to our second set, we're joined by the commissioner of this year's competitions, Noreen. Go, partner!
Yes.
Welcome to the panel.
Thank
Sabi
you.
ko sa'yo, mangyayari ulit to eh. But okay, in all seriousness, let's talk about three important points that you wanted to center on. First is that the touching part of the net.
Yeah. You know, we'd like to clarify, no? We're gonna follow the one motion from the block. So when you go up the block and you land, that's one motion. When you establish position and then you turn and your ponytail or your shoulder touches the net, that's actually not a violation.
Okay, so pagtapos na yung action, that one motion, okay na siya kahit na umikot at yung buhok ng babae tumama sa net, hindi natatawagan yun.
Yes.
Okay, just to clarify. But other than that, everything is a touch.
Yes.
Okay. Second is there is also, you wanted to clarify about something sa service.
Yeah, people actually wonder why they call the position violation, no? Because some people believe that when you toss the ball to serve, you can move. Actually, you have to wait for the contact. So for the actual serve, for the setter to actually move in. So that's a violation.
But the setter of the other team.
Yes.
The opposite team. Okay,
Right.
so that's clear. There was another point that you wanted to talk about, Commissioner. What was that?
Yeah, that's when we call the lifting or the double
contact.
Double
Okay.
contact. Normally, because we want rallies to be longer, we will be more lenient in terms of calling that because we want better rallies. So let's say a setter has to run and rush for the ball to set, and then it's kind of looks like a lift, but if it's not too obvious, we will not call it.
So that's the judgment of our first referee.
That's right. But it's just to clarify because some coaches feel that, every time that happens, we have to call it. It's in the rules that in spirit of actually, again, like I said, prolonging the rallies, we will be more lenient about that call.
All right. And of course, the coaches know this already, Commissioner, right?
Yep.
All right. Thank you very much, Commissioner.
Thank you, guys.
It's good to see you and good to hear from you again. And enjoy yung ganda ng ating unang set. I'm sure this will be a better second and third set going on. Commissioner Noreen Go joining us here at the arena in San Juan. Well, we're actually joining her kasi itong bahay niya. She's the one who is looking over all the matches in UAAP volleyball. Your thoughts, Michelle, on the clarifications?
Well, first of all, for me, it's a good thing because I like to keep my hair long. And knowing na hindi na siya violation pag tumama sa net, because I remember before, last year, siguro hindi pa clear and bago implement pa lang yung rules, tumama yung hair ko, so medyo masakit yun no? When you give an easy point to your opponent.
So now, if the motion is over, that's what she's saying, if she has landed already, so kahit tumama pa, they won't call that.
Of course, to prolong the rally, as she said earlier, para exciting yung labanan natin.
Because it's a great spectator sport, volleyball is, whether you're watching on TV or live. So we hope you're having fun with us on ABS-CBN Sports in Action, TFC.TV, sports.abs-cbn.com. All over the world, tsaka lahat ng mga probinsya. Ayan, net ang itatawag dyan kay Eliza kasi one motion pa.
Yes, and the ball was actually in contact with her hand during the violation happened.
Ayan, kitang-kita.
Yan yung nangyayari during block attempts kapag tumama ka while blocking or while spiking. Even if you touch the under yung white line sa baba.
Okay. All right. Let's go to Laura Lehman and get a report. Go ahead, Laura.
Boom, earlier we were talking about how Coach Tai is looking for a more collective team effort. But to him, this doesn't mean everyone scoring, but rather everyone defending. And this is exactly why practice for today has focused primarily on defense. In fact, even Eliza, who would typically lock in on spiking, is being asked more and more to defend. And this week at training, the girls practice receiving serves and spikes from the men's volleyball team. Back to you, Woman Michelle.
Thank you very much. Ayun na. Men's volleyball team na ang pinagpa-practicean ng women's volleyball team. What does that do to you? Have you experienced anything like that? Like men's yung kalaban?
Yes, usually we go up against men's team so that mas tumibay kami sa defense because men really move fast, jump high, and are very competitive, especially in volleyball. So kapag kumakalaban kami ng men's team, sometimes you adapt and you learn a lot, of course, from the skills that they do. And hindi ka talaga nila, no mercy when you go up against the men's team. It's a good training for
And that's what you want, di ba?
Yes.
Siyempre, hindi ka pagbibigyan. The speed and the power of the men's game. In the meantime, and UST finding a spot there. And Vera serving. Miscommunication on the Ateneo side. Chance for UST here. Cabanos chooses EJ. Puts it away.
EJ Laure has been consistent in delivering her spikes. Each ball na sineset sa kanya, she's like Cherry Randina na talagang she gives it her best. And this is what a captain should really be like during the games.
Speaking of UST, makibalita tayo kay Angelique Manto.
Boom and Michelle, coming to today's game, the Golden Tigresses knew that it will be a tough one, but this is not a matter of facing a tough opponent, but more so themselves. Sabi nga ni Coach Kung Fu, it will always boil down to the character of the player at kung gaanong katibay ang dibdib nila. Moreover, you guys have mentioned about how Cherry has been an injector of life. Well, this is not only the case on the court, but also in huddles as she becomes the initiator of the girls. I got the chance to talk to Cici and what we should expect from her. Magiging malikot ako at lalaban talaga ako, Cici affirmed. Boom and Michelle.
Magiging pa lang?
Hindi pa. Meron pa pala.
Hindi pa ba? Marami pa tayong makikitang kakulitan at kalikutan.
So that means her career high 30 points. Hindi pa rin yun.
We welcome that when we see it. 7 serving 5, Bea De Leon here. Cabanos, EJ, sent back. Cabanos goes to Rivera. Oh! Catching the tape of the net and aiming it to the other side.
No one home with the help of that net. You really want sometimes to use that net also in services, in drop balls, even in spikes. Whenever you hit that net, mag-iiba kasi ng direction yung bola. And sometimes you're just planted on the ground already.
Tan keeping it alive. Maraginot sa kabila. Finds the spot. 8-6. Ateneo going into the technical timeout with a 2-point lead. You're watching UAAP Volleyball on ABS-CBN Sports and Action. We are back with you for more of the UAAP on ABS-CBN Sports and Action. Last year's best setter. That's the number against National University. 33 excellent sets in 3 sets.
So that's like 11 sets. Excellent sets per set. That's
very good number.
That's a very high number. I want to be a spiker.
Ikaw, yun ba? Pagka ganyan ang, parang mas gaganahan ka as a hitter, as a spiker?
Oo naman, because if with the performance Gia Morado has been showing us, and if you want to be her spiker, wala ka nang isipin kundi paluin yung bola at idiin na lang.
So yung sinasabi na they make life easier for spikers, that's true.
Yes. And syempre, credits also to the libero of Ateneo, the first ball, and everybody contributing because a setter cannot have an excellent set that easily kung hindi maganda yung first ball na bigay sa kanila.
9-7. And Joanna will be serving. If you just tuned in, my name is Boom Gonzalez. We are with 3-time champion, 2-time best blocker, and Season 75 Finals MVP Michelle Gumabao on the UAAP panel. And an easy take for UST here. They go to Rivera, off speed. And Eliza Valdez keeps it alive. Another free ball for UST. Cabanos chooses De Leon. And somebody hit the net. Valdez says she did not hit the net. The second referee says nope. Let's look at it again. She did. But this is what I wanted to say, and I want to ask you this, Michelle, because I said this many, many years. Sometimes as a player, we played the game of volleyball, you don't notice yung mga ganyan minsan, di mo nararamdaman.
Yes, especially when the ball hits your hand. If it's a check ball like what Eliza Valdez did that last play, when the ball hits your hand, hindi mo na napapansin na net na rin pala natamaan na ng kabilang kamay. So, it's a innocent mistake on her part.
Sometimes, pag nakita na lang nila yung replay, sasabihin nila, ay, tumama pala nga talaga. Oh. Sometimes, because again, you're in the flow of the game, the match, you don't feel these things.
That's why our referees are very keen on calling these faults kasi sila talaga ang may view. Magandang front seats ang view ng ating referees when it comes to these kinds of plays.
At tayo, swerte tayo because we have the benefit of replay. We can see it over and over again. And sometimes, even with replay, mahirap pa rin eh.
Yes, because ang daming angulo na pwedeng makita when it comes to bilog nga ang bola. So it's like a 360 angle para lang makita natin if may fault talaga during that play.
Jesse De Leon, 10. Make that 9 serving 10. Valdez. Good reaction by EJ, but there's a net violation by UST, so nevertheless, it will be a point for Ateneo anyway.
Sometimes for the blockers of pag nag-block ka in volleyball, Boom, so sobrang gigil mo makuha yung ball, especially with the spiker like Eliza Valdez. You tend to put your arms too much
forward.
Yeah, too forward on the net, kaya nakaka-net violation. So sometimes you just have to wait for it to hit and then push your arms forward.
Oh! De Leon with a perfect setup job from Gia Morado. Coach Tai is dancing at the sideline again. And the lead is 3 for the defending champions who are looking for their 20th straight win.
Definitely a quick move from Bea De Leon.
Good first ball by UST, but good defense by Eliza Valdez and Ria Meneses. And this is now a 4-point lead. Kung Fu will call a timeout. Let's eavesdrop.
Hindi mo nakikita kasi tumatalo na yung nasa harapan mo, dun mo pa rin binibigay. Diba? Play 1 ka, diba? Oh, tumalo na yung si Eliza kay sa quicker natin eh. Bigay ka lang ng bigay. Tingnan mo naman, konting silip. Mataas naman yung receive.
Baka kanina, si Madayag, si Bea, nasa si Bea. Yung binablock mo doon sa gitna, dito sila sa kanan mo. Hindi naman nag-sidestep. Alam mo, napakadali lang laruin. Kung kinaaral nyo lang sila, kanina pa nagbibigay na instruction. Hindi mo basta maglaro. Pag-aralan nyo naman kung ano yung nilalaro ng kabila natin. Ito yung positionin ng block nila. Alex, pili dito, labis mo. Ba't mo doon? Ano lang kasi? Sayang nakatak mo na. Bigay ka naman ng bigay. Justy!
Your thoughts, Michelle, as we look at the crowd here at the arena in San Juan?
Well, Boom, it's the setter's job, as we said earlier, to make the life of the spiker easier.
Yes.
So on the side of Ateneo, Gia Morado, she doesn't set the ball pag may nakita siyang block. And yun yung sabi ni Coach Kung Fu kay Alex Cabanos na nakita mong tumalon na si Eliza para bantayan si Ria Meneses and binigay mo pa rin yung bola, kaya raw siya na-block.
Rivera goes over. The line steps on Bea De Leon's foot. Shot of Mosey Rivera, of course, earlier. Biggest lead of the match right now, 5, 14 serving 9. Good first ball by UST. It's sent back though by a triple block.
Ito yung sinasabi ni Coach Kung Fu paulit-ulit to her girls na kailangan makita ni Alex Cabanos kung nasaan yung block. As a setter, di ba, we can see na tumitingin sila muna sa kabilang side before they set the ball because kailangan nila madala yung block and hopefully give their spikers a single or sometimes walang block.
Minsan nalilito nila yung blockers. Nope, that's a UST point. It rolled through the net but it went out. Yan po yung nangyari doon. Tingnan natin. This is a perfect angle actually.
Hindi niya nag-attempt si Cherry Rondina kunin yung bola because it hit the net.
Huwag na yung possession ka.
So sometimes pag tumama sa net, nag-i-inside yung bola, but sometimes when it hits the net, there's a high chance also na it goes out.
Rondina serving. Lead is 5 for Ateneo. They go to Amy. That's her spot. Now, we know that she used to do that only in the middle, but now she has developed some open hits for herself, courtesy of Coach Tai. They're in the lead by 6. Well, this is what Michelle was talking about at the top of the coverage. Michelle Gumabaw, that is, when she said the veterans have to come up for UST if they want a chance here. Not only in this match, but this season, actually.
Mela Tunay and Jessie De Leon. Jessie has started today's game, but Mela was inserted in the latter part of the first set. And now we see Rica Rivera on the side of UST to come play for her spot.
Doused. De Leon, I believe, with an infraction of the net. So 3-point for UST. 11 will be serving 16. It is Rica Rivera. Good reception there by Giselle, but that's too low. So net block. Crucial for UST to make their move around this time.
No errors ang kailangan ng gawin ng UST because 4 points is a very, very tough lead to come up against, especially if you're going up against Ateneo in this game.
See what UST does. They choose Meneses. Tan was there. They choose Valdez from the back row. They send it back. Free ball for Ateneo. They go to Ahumiro. What a set. What a set by Gia Morado.
Very good defense on the part of Ateneo. They didn't let that ball down. And if you're a blocker and you're going up against Amy, you can see she's a left-handed Boom. And it's unusual to be a lefty. Here in the Philippines, it's not yet that common.
Yes.
And being a blocker, malilito ka pa eh. Because sometimes kailangan, as your coach will teach you, kailangan tapatan mo yung spiking shoulder.
Right.
So usually tumatapat na kaagad sa right shoulder. But Amy Ahumiro is a left-handed player and yun ang kailangan nilang bantayan.
And don't forget, pumalo din siya dito on the opposite side kanina. That adds on to the confusion. Mela Tunay is back here in the match for UST. Mataya, the birthday girl, puts it away. And a 6-point lead re-established by the defending champions.
It's good to see Mari Madayag perfecting her running spike.
Kanina hindi, no?
Yeah.
Na-miss hit.
Kanina tinetip in pa niya, but at least now she knows how to get that ball across and spike it and convert it to a point.
Another chance here for Ateneo. They're in the lead by 6. Valdez in the middle, and Maneses again. It's the same thing. You were talking about that. Yung gigil mo na pag-block.
And sometimes, nasa jump mo rin yan eh. Pag you jump too fast, nawawala ka sa balance. So yung ganyan na ang layo ni Rhea sa net, and she put her hands over.
In her gigil, sabi mo.
Yes.
Gigil na makablock.
Okay yan pag tumama yung bola sa kamay because malalabanan niya yung force mo going forward.
It's a block. Free ball for USD. They're down 7. This is the biggest lead of the match. And Ateneo still able to keep this play alive. Coverage from Rondina. Cortez sends it to Laure. Overcooks that one. No check ball. Ateneo point.
Good thing Bea De Leon let that ball go over her head because there was no check ball on the part of USD.
8-point lead, Coach Kung Fu calls this time out.
Ilan na yan? 6, 2, 4, 6. Okay. Guys, makinig. Huwag kayong magsawa. Ngayon, sige ang attempt natin, pero inaayawan naman agad natin. Wala talaga mangyayari. Kung aatake kayo, kung didepensa kayo, mag-receive kayo, mag-set kayo, ilagay niyo yung sarili niyo doon sa position na yon. Sabi nga, yung commitment natin, yun naman na nawawala. Hinahayaan nyo lang na nasasaktan kayo yung gumagawa eh. Diba? Halos kalahati ng puntos nila, tayo nga nagbibigay. Ilan ba yung inaatake nila, ilan ba yung binablock natin, ilan ang tinatapon natin na tayo may gawa. Sino makakaresolba kami? Kayo mismo makakaresolba niya. Wala nang iba. Huwag kayong umasa na magkamali yung kabila. Kailangan tayo gumawa ng tama.
Coach Kung Fu, Philippine Army Sergeant, trying to instill some discipline with his new team. 7 months on the job, and they're still looking for their first win here. They're a very good team, Michelle. You can see the talent, obviously. They're looking for that breakthrough win here in their second match in the UAAP. But the defending champions are playing very well right now, talking about Ateneo. Looking very sharp.
Sometimes, Boom, there are teams that when you look at them individually, they're very strong, but they have a hard time working together. Gelling inside the court and actually converting their attempts into points because sometimes labanan na yan ng technique, ng wisdom, and ng maturity sa loob. So it's not always spiking or hitting the ball hard. Kailangan din nila lituhin yung defensive line ng kabilang team.
Denden Lazaro, of course, who has joined us also here in the panel. She did the game the last time. Ella De Jesus, all watching the match of their former school. Almiro. By the way, another service given away by UST. At yun ang ayaw na ayaw ni Coach Kung Fu. What do you see with EJ Laure, though? She's only on her second year. She's a captain. She's won championship in high school. How do you see her evolve? She's an incredibly talented player, Michelle.
She's a talented player. She's a risk taker. As you can see, she spikes every ball, and she's very, very mature. Even though she's just in her second year, that goes to show that she had proper training when she was in high school.
UST.
Yes, UST. So
Siyempre.
may experience na yan, seasoned na rin yan. So I think when she comes into collegiate volleyball, hindi na rookie dapat yung tawag sa kanya because talagang nag-form na yan season na yan ever since high school.
This should be good for Mela Tunay's confidence. She was able to get a little bit of a cut shot on this one. Napalihis niya. Ganda nung tama.
Her veteran moves are needed right now in the second set now that they're down by 6 points versus Ateneo.
Maraginot, hinatid ang bola doon sa likod. At umabante ng 7. As Hekiliana will come in for Maraginot. She usually comes in to serve for Ateneo.
Ito yung sinasabi natin, Boom, what Carmela Tunay did, what Joanna Maraginot did, it doesn't have to be a strong
Power.
hit. As long as you know where to get that ball and where to score a point, that's what's important for your team.
Nice first ball there for UST, courtesy of Laure. Rondina gets it through. Madaya. Good reaction by Jessie De Leon. Valdez, the delay from the block. Reyes to Tunay. Tunay finds a spot. 2 straight points for the veteran Mela Tunay.
This is what she needs to boost her confidence. A very good set from Reyes. And a powerful hit from Carmela Tunay is good to start her momentum for this game.
Labas muna si Mela Tunay. RJ Rivera comes back in. Alex Cabanos will serve. Crucial part for UST here, Michelle. Down 6. And they don't want to be down 0-2 and try to have to come back again like they did against Adamson University. Free ball.
Ateneo has a different play for today. They don't want to be the one trailing behind, but they want to be the one always ahead at the start of the set.
Coach Tai will call a timeout. The lead is down to 5. Probably just to ice the server and a little breather for the defending champions.
Yun lang ang kailangan natin.
Right, receive, you thinking, follow, to setter, front. Setter can jump, can tip. Huh? Be happy.
Sino sa albo?
Hey, hey.
Tsaka si Mati.
Defend only, defend, lower, body lower. Thinking defend, happy defend, focus ball. Song, 1, 2, 3.
Yeah. Yeah.
Coach Tai and his wards are 3 points away.
With a 5-point lead, sinigurado ni Coach Tai na pigilan ang service ni Alex Cabanos because as we know, she's a very tough server. And he's reminding her girls to defend the ball.
The Golden Tigresses down a set, down 5 points. Coach Tai telling them to defend this serve and to stay low. Tan, Tayag. Chance for UST, back set. It's sent back by the block of Valdez and Madayag collaborating for that one.
Blocking has been very essential for Ateneo right now. Isa sa mga highest points na kukuha nila in their block.
Let me ask you this, Michelle. You both, you hit, you block. What's more satisfying to you when you were playing in the UAAP? Or iba-ibang sitwasyon ba yan?
It's a different situation, but siguro for me personally na lang, I enjoy it more when I block.
Okay.
Because when you hit, sometimes it's more of intention na lang. Saan mo ilalagay, how will you score a point? It's more calculated. But a block, when you actually score a point off a block, mas satisfying siya because pumapalo yung kalaban, pinipigilan mo, and you're actually doing it for your team because ayaw mong lumampas pa yung bola sa'yo.
An offensive block kung tawagin nila, no? So it's more satisfying for you as Morado finds the spot.
Very smart. Gia Morado is very smart. Not only can she deliver her sets efficiently, but she can also score a point for her team, not only in tipping the ball, but also in her service.
Panos, back set to Rondina, cross court. Almiro was just there, sitting. Valdez checked. Ahumiro on the second touch. Kept alive. Uh-oh! Uh-oh! Mabibitin pa! Nobody else was there for UST, and UST got lucky as a violation was committed.
I think both of them hit the net on that attempt. Siguro na-excite sila that they're 1 point away. And nanggigigil na tong dalawang to. As you can see, Bea De Leon and Amy Ahumiro attempted to end that set.
Pero 1 point lang yun, ha? Kahit na dalawang tumama. 20 serving 24. No room for error talaga for UST here. Valdez tries to make something out of this. And that will do it. Goes through the block. Not dropped the set yet, season 78. And they're looking for their 20th straight win. 25-20. But they're not yet out of the woods. We know UST has comebacking abilities. Let's see if they can put it on and turn it on in set number 3 here in our first game. We will be back. We are back with more of the UAAP. 2 sets down, and Ateneo getting another one in their pockets. Your thoughts on that second set, Michelle?
As we said earlier, blocking has been very, very important for Ateneo, and it delivered for them. 4 and 1 for the UST, only getting 1 block, and attacks as well. A while ago, halos pantay lang ang Ateneo and UST, but seeing they trailed already 5 points in their attacking department, that's why they won this game and this set with a 5-point lead as compared to the first set.
Sila pa nga may service aces, ano, UST, but nabaon ng 8 eh. Medyo mabigat, and then again, this ritual that Ateneo does, especially after like this 2 sets, they get into it, they reset their systems, and get ready for the third. They come out really loose and relaxed, and you've seen this on the sidelines the year after you played, and for Ateneo, and they won that championship with Coach Tai, came back in, and UST also they have to try to reset their system too, because it's a brand new ball game. They have to. The good thing about it is they have experience in coming back, so they have to draw from that experience. Kamakailan lang yun, Michelle.
If they want to push this game into a 5-setter like how they did with Adamson, they have to really step up into the third set. But ang nakakatawa sa UST, their last game with Adamson, although Adamson was really trailing in the third set, they caught up and actually won the set with a good advantage also. And tuloy-tuloy na yon from there.
Okay, you're a player, you're down 0-2. You've had this experience many, many times, Michelle. You've experienced everything in the UAP. What is your thought process going into the third? Kahit na, we'll all hear the kaya natin yan, those things, but you personally, how do you put yourself in that situation?
Well, first, you can't doubt yourself. If you're down 0-2, you can't have any room for doubt. Whenever you see that ball, you have to be pressure to hit it. Pressure because you have to work well with pressure when you're down 0-2, because you can't deny that there is a lot of pressure on your part right now. And if you're down 0-2, the other team is probably at a point na nagre-relax na sila, so you have to take advantage of that at early on into this set.
Parang yung nangyari sa Lasal kahapon, sabi ni Coach Ramil, by the third set, parang hindi niya nagustuhan yung nag-relax sila bigla. Kaya nakakuha ng set ang luto.
That's why siguro Ateneo always resets after they win or they lose a set. Kailangan mag-reset para hindi nila nadadala yung complacency or yung emotions nila from the previous set.
And I ask you that because you personally, one of the things that I loved about you when you were playing is that you were one of the fiercest competitors there was. And the opponent will not like that, obviously. Their fans will not like that, but you always had, and I remember Coach Noel would talk about you to me, and he said that that's the toughest thing to replace about you when you left the UAP, Lasal, is that ikaw daw yung palaban. You're very fierce. You had a way of talking to your teammates. You showed it on the court, and now yun ang kinakailangan ng UST. There's somebody to parang lead them to come back.
We'll see who will it be. But iba-iba kasi ang style ng player. Like for
Siyempre.
example, me, kapag nakikita mo akong nag-iingay, that means the more pressure I have and the more siguro na kinakabahan ako, lumalabas siya through my mouth and talagang nag-iingay ako, I shout, and different players respond differently to pressure. Sometimes sila, they want to be taken out of the game, sometimes tumatahimik. So siguro for players, when you feel the pressure, when you feel that it's too much for you to handle, it helps to talk and to cheer yourself up and to encourage your teammates.
Speaking of talk, let's talk to Laura Beeman right now. Go ahead, Lau.
Boom and Michelle, despite their lead, the Ateneo Lady Eagles have been committing one too many service errors and defensive errors this game. And according to Coach Tai, it's because sometimes they're too tense and they're too jumpy. In the huddle, he always tells them to relax, by which of course he means relax. He also prefers to be happy or be a cheerleader during the game. It is more during practice where the coaching and the getting angry goes on. By game time, he expects the girls to have learned their lesson. Back to you, Boom and Michelle.
Parang Pinoy na lang yan. Relax lang. Thank you, Lau. The point that she was trying to make, lahat na ng galit na ginagawa during the training sessions when the camera is not there, the microphones are not there. Ganun ba talaga, Michelle? Yung pagka, when you're away from the spotlight, you know how it is to be, in grueling training sessions.
Yes. Because sabi nga ng coach namin before, you train hard so that you can play easy. So you give it your best during trainings because that's the one that will really drive you to win during the game. And para when everybody sees you during the games, parang ang dali-dali ng volleyball whenever they watch you. But only a few people know how hard it is to train and prepare for a single game.
And this girl makes it look easy every time. When she flies, she glides, and she puts that ball away. 2-point lead for UST in set number 3. I like what Coach Kung Fu is doing here. Did you see that? Dinala niya yung board niya. Pinakita niya doon sa server saan niya gusto patala yung bola. Pero hindi niya pinakita sa atin obviously.
It works because Rivera has been targeting the servers and kailangan nila yon because malakas ang center spikers ng Ateneo. So pag walang receive ang Ateneo, it will all focus on open na lang.
He's doing it again, but this time sumabit lang sa net. Interesting. I love the dynamics of the coaches here. 7-5, punta tayo kay Angelique Manto.
Boom and Michelle, at this point, the tigresses should have learned their lesson from their previous game of starting off strong at hindi masanay sa paghabol. Now with this new set, Coach Kung Fu wants the girls to retrieve the blocking they had from the first set na siyang nagpadikit sa puntos ang dalawang koponan. Aside from the technicalities, what they need to do the most is to stay committed. More about my report later, Boom and Michelle.
Thank you very much, Angelique. Your team is ahead as we go to the first technical timeout of set number 3. First game pa lamang ito ng ating double dip for a Sunday to complete the weekend action. Day number 4 for the UAAP Women's Volleyball Tournament. 8-5 lamang ang UST in this third set. We're happy to have you with us. Banks Garcia is in the house here at the arena in San Juan. Haven't seen her in a volleyball game. So, if it's her first time, well, welcome. Minsan, nagtatago-tago lang yung mga yan. Welcome to the UAAP. Boom Gonzalez, Michelle Gumabaw, Angelique Manto, Laura Lehman, Direk Abet Ramos at the helm of this exclusive and live coverage on ABS-CBN Sports and Action. And another violation net by UST. Chloe Cortez, I believe, will be called for that one.
Errors for the part of UST. Now that they're up 2 points and this is the first time in this game that they're actually up by 2 points, they have to keep this this momentum on their side and really control their errors all throughout this set.
Hinihingi ni Rondina yung bola. We're running out of really description for this girl. Pero ipasa na lang natin yung trabaho. Hey, Angelique Manto. Go ahead, Angelique.
Boom and Michelle, going back to my report, Coach Kung Fu pointed out that that the libero plays a crucial role in their game and straightly prompts G and Mia na panindigan ang pagiging libero nila. Aside from the technicalities, what they need to do the most is to stay committed at sabi nga ng coaches, kumapit at huwag bumitaw agad. Dahil kaya nyo naman, tanggalin nyo lang lahat ng service errors. Boom and Michelle?
Maraming salamat, Angelique. Of course, she's referring to the former De La Salle Zobel in Dizon and Reyes na nagpapalitan dyan para kay Coach Kung Fu. And again, he is showing the server. Direk Abet, we gotta get a shot of Coach Kung Fu when a UST player is serving so we can show the audience what me and Michelle are seeing here live.
And I want to see if nasusunod ba ng mga servers yung instructions ni Coach.
Yan,
because
ito maganda angulo. Yung wide shot, makikita natin si Coach Kung Fu is showing it. We don't have to see the spot, but you see, tumingin pa si...
tumingin siya.
Oh.
And it's the same spot that she served a while ago.
And the biggest lead of the match for USD, 6 and 12-6, and Coach Tai doesn't like it at all.
Hey, half song, hey. Hey, spy left line. Hey, hey, thinking. One beaten. Hey, back load, Taka.
Okay, coach. Me. Sige, isa tayo. Let's start sa receive. Ha? Okay. Hey. Let's get this first point, ha? Let's go. Hey! Hey! Hey!
1, 2, 3.
We're down 6. Coach Tai calls a timeout to halt a little bit of that UST run.
They have to play smart and outsmart UST right now because Cherry Randina has been serving very smart for the part of UST dahil siguro nasusunod nila yung instructions ni Coach Kung Fu for their services.
And again, Coach Kung Fu telling Cherry where to serve. Oh, she's there for the dig. EJ gets the spot. Nabuhayan, and UST is happy right now. And you know, as a volleyball player, Michelle, it makes a big difference.
And as you can see how they're playing this third set, parang walang ka-pressure on their side boom. Even though they know that they're down 2 sets, at least they're using this pressure constructively.
Ganun kalakas. Yan na, yung mga Uste fans, tuwan-tuwa dito sa arena dahil buhay na buhay sila set number 3. Pero malayo pa tayo. Michelle, they're only at 7 serving 13. EJ, cross court. Cortez. Maraginot. Triple block. This is still alive. Free ball for UST. The lead is 6. EJ, the captain, is sent back by the double block of Badayag and Morado. Yun yung sinasabi mo mas satisfying.
Yes.
Sa'yo para sa'yo.
Yeah, especially kapag long rally and then napatay pa because of your block. So talagang it's a very, very satisfying point for every blocker. I'm sure also it's a good gift for Maddie Madayag since it's her birthday. For today.
Up. Over-received by CC Rampina. So 2 straight points for Ateneo here to cut the lead down to 4-9, serving 13. That's Joanna Maraginot on your screens. And the captain on the other side, EJ Laure, waiting for the serve from Hekiliana. Cortez will underhand this one. That's out. It was the right spot though, Michelle.
And UST has a little room for error since a while ago, but kumukonti at kumukonti. Lumiliit yung room nila ngayon because of like 3 errors committed already on their part.
Pinaghirapan natin na
Guys, 4 na baba agad yan, no? Ganun na lang kasimple yun. Okay na tayo, lumamang tayo. Alagaan naman natin. Wala tayong first goal eh. EJ, nakakailan ka na. Hindi pwede bang ganyan lang?
Galing sa 13-6 guys, oh. Tingnan nyo, oh.
Okay, ganun na lang gagawin natin. Isang pasa, EJ. Papaloy mo ng dito. Okay, patakbin mo ng running. Hindi mo sa open. Ha? Kailangan pag-iwalayin natin itong dalawa na to. Okay, pwede natin paigutin si EJ. Pwede mo patumbahin ito, papaloy mo ng 4. Ha? tingnan mo na lang, depende nyo yung mga option mo.
Kailangan natin ng pasa. Mangyayari yan, kailangan ng pasa.
Ngayon, pag walang pasa, huwag ka na pumasok na quick, humingi ka ng 4. Ha? Kaya lumabas ka, ha? Go, UST!
Coach Kung Fu addressing Alina Bicar there in terms of her options on offense. 4 straight points para sa Ateneo. Sabi ni Michelle, lumilit yung room for error. Pag lumilit yung room for error, bumibigat yung pressure.
Yes.
Kasi humahabol.
And kanina, they've been playing parang without pressure on their side. But now, dito na lang mararamdaman na kailangan nila mag-score ng point for their team.
Easy take for Ateneo there. Oh, and another point. The rally continues. They have not been able to stop the bleeding. And again, sanay ang Ateneo umabol. Pinakita nila yan against NU. The last game in 2 sets. Hinabol nila.
Triple block for Joanna Maraginat, but it's not a problem for her as she really puts the ball down. Scores a point for Ateneo.
Siya ang nasa harap ngayon. Cortez. Bumalik ang bola. Laure. Lumihis. 19-match winning streak para sa Ateneo going back to last year. Michelle, what was do you remember the longest winning streak you've been a part of? You were part of a winning streak too.
During my second year,
Okay.
we
Nung
won
naging
the
starting
championship.
6 ka.
Yes.
Oh.
We won the championship without a loss, but due to a technical fault. We had, I think, 1 or 2, I think 1. We had 1 loss during that season due to a technical fault. But in terms of games,
Yes.
wala. It was a winning streak all throughout.
Mahirap rin to take care of a winning streak.
Oh, for me, honestly, I'd rather lose in the eliminations and have a mindset na pwede kayong matalo than have a spotless record and at the end just lose everything.
Para yung sinasabi mo, parang may bounce back ability kayo makikita mo, parang
Yes.
ganun.
And para you know how your team,
The
for
team.
the coach, how they actually deal with a loss early on. So okay na to get everything out. Like in one game, we always say that your errors should come out in the first set.
In the meantime, third set, nangunguna dito ang UST. Nagbabalik po tayo dito sa arena in San Juan, 16-12. Ang ating talaan, UST ahead here trying to protect, which is sometimes a tougher thing to do, no? Trying to protect the lead. But hey, you'd rather be in this situation than being down 8 like they were kanina nung set number 2.
Yes, they're up by 4 right now, and you really want to see how long they can keep this difference up, because as we all know, Ateneo can come back any time of the game.
Right? Nagkamali ng set si Bicar. Actually, yun yata yung sinasabi ni Doreen kanina na yung pinapagbigyan, parang nag-double contact yata yun, pero sometimes they allow it for the sake of the rally.
Yes, and I think that her spiker right there, her spiker actually thought that it was a fault because hindi niya hinabol
Tama.
yung bola.
If you missed the interview, we had Commissioner Noreen go earlier as Rica Rivera. Uy! They're gonna call a net block on that one, I think, Michelle. Oh, I thought it was over, but then again, let's look at that and give me your thoughts, Michelle.
If you look in the... Yes, it definitely touched the net and yeah, it went inside their court again, and I think that was a unanimous decision with both our referees and also our line judge. Because kanina when we first saw it, akala ko rin it was a block touch but good eye on the part of our referees for that call.
Again, swerte tayo, may slow-mo tayo, pero mga referee, real time nila kinukuha yan. Hinabol! That's out. That's an Ateneo point, I believe.
Kaya madalas boom during the game, laging referees natin and line judges ang bad cops. Kaya laging sila yung kinagagalitan ng crowd, ng coaches.
Mga referees sa basketball, laging hirap ng trabaho nila. Because they have to catch this in real time. And you know, volleyball is such a quick sport. Good serve. Good first ball for UST, which sets up Rondina. And that's why she got that point. halaga ng first ball na yan, ano, Michelle, ang laki.
Capet, she's telling her teammates to hang on to this 3-point lead, and syempre ito na yung time para umangat ang UST now that Cherry Rondina is in the first row.
I'm trying to see who Coach Kung Fu wants to target. Bola ng UST. Rondina. Take off the flight of CC Rondina.
Cherry Rondina, boom, goes over the block of Bea De Leon. If you can see in this replay, she is spiking the ball in between and over the block of someone much taller than her.
That's over. So Mela Lopez, Alex Cabanas will come back for Rica Rivera and Alina Vicar.
Medyo mahirap din ganyan, boom, na tinuturo sa'yo ng coach kung saan ilalagay. Because aside from the pressure of getting the ball in at this point of the game, mapapressure ka pa i-target. So talagang,
that's a great point, Michelle.
Minsan, hindi mo na lang matatanggal yung feeling na mag-out mo lang talaga yung bola.
Oh, that is good for Mela Tunay. Cross-court attack. And the lead is 4, back to 4. Gana ng UST, bumalik dito. Golden Tigresses looking to hang on to set number 3. And does it also become a distraction a little bit, Michelle, do you think? In your opinion, hindi naman?
Yeah, for me, a distraction din siguro. Especially kapag ayaw mo na lang ilakas yung service because you don't want to commit a mistake.
Chance for UST again here. Rondina, set back this time by De Leon.
Finally, nakuha na ni Bea De Leon yung timing dun sa spike ni Rondina. A very well-timed and perfect block.
Oh. And there's rarely an occasion that we see Rondina go off speed or lihis. Talagang full power siya talaga, no? Every time.
She really challenges the block in front of her.
DJ Lauria on your screens. 3-point lead for UST. First ball by Laura. Rondina. Chance for Ateneo here. Hekiliana. But it moves out. Ayop sa hugot din to si Coach Tay, ano? We usually see Hekiliana just come in to serve. Now, binababad siya dyan. Pampagulo. Para sa kalaban.
Yes, because as we all know, every team scouts the other team. And if you pull someone from the bench, sometimes ito yung mga hindi pinapansin during scouting. Para hindi nila alam yung timing.
Right. Nadi-disrupt, ano? Ganda naman ang palitan natin dito. Morado. At sent back. Guess who? At Coach Kung Fu tsaka Cherry Rondina with the high five. Double high five. Look at this. Binawian ng Ateneo.
You can see how intense she plays with every point, a block, a spike, a serve, even her defense in the back row. Talagang she gives it her whole heart whenever she hits that ball.
Sarap siguro ng tulog niya sa gabi, no? Kasi bigay na bigay lahat eh.
Tsaka sarap ng tulog kasi lagi siyang pagod.
Pagod eh. Or yun ang akala natin.
Yes.
Hindi pa napapago yan. 22-18 is our score and Coach Tay will ice CC Rondina.
Good ball eh. Very goodนะhindi pa takotเฮ้ย very good นี่ตีละกิน1 point นะฮัสตองนะฮัสตองนะโอเคนะรีแลกเก็ต1 point อันวินนะรอแบมรีแลกฮัสตอง1 2
So UST is 3 points away. And now the UST fans are making noise here at the arena in San Juan.
Nabuhayan lahat ng UST fans and of course the coaching staff wanting to close this set and earn themselves one set in this game. But Ateneo did it before with NU.
You're right.
their last game with NU, and I think they can do it again as long as they continue scoring points and not committing errors on their part.
Ganda timeout ni Coach Tai. Instant offense from Joanna Marigunot. You know, remember, they were down 21-16, I think, against NU at one point when they came back with that set.
Ngayon, we'll see if they can repeat that performance or if UST can actually control the momentum for it to stay on their side.
Laure, full approach, and she forces Ateneo into a net error, I believe. Tama ba, Michelle?
Net error, I think, on the part of Maddie Madayag in that block.
And now, Cabanos again will move out. Bella Tunay will move out. This is the usual palitan na nakikita natin lately.
We haven't seen a definite first six, a starting six for UST. They've been changing from the first set to the second set and to the third set, trying to see which combination will work.
Free ball for UST. Laure. Is it out? No touch? What?
Check
There is a
ball
touch. Check ball. You know what? I think it was Morado who scrambled back on her feet. And we look at this. She scrambled back kasi nadapa siya, Michelle eh. So I think siya yung natawagan. I don't know. Pero nadapa siya dun sa set. So pati sa block nahuli siya tuloy eh. Set point for UST. And Maraguinot says you will have to wait. 20 will be serving 24. This is going to be a tough point for UST to get that one.
Very tough point, Boom, and Eliza Valdez just checked in the front line for Ateneo, so they have to work double time for that blocking in UST's department.
Rica Rivera, easy take for Tan. Coverage by Tan. Valdez will try again. Oh, nice pick up there. Laure will send it. It's sent back. Gets the point. Double touch pala dito sa UST.
Louis Cortez, double touch dun sa swing ng arm niya.
That's a great call.
Yes.
That is a great call. 21-24. This is where the pressure builds up for UST. Combination play. Maraguinot was there. Valdez again. And great hands by Chloe Cortez, and UST is alive.
They were able to keep that intensity all throughout the third set, and they really, really deserved this set on their part. Everybody contributed, Boom, and nakakatuwang panoorin.
We'll be back. We're back with you here on ABS-CBN Sports in Action and Sports in Action HD. Boom Gonzalez, Michelle Gumabao. There's a little bit of a halt in the play because of a technical problem. So extended rest for these two teams. I don't know if you've ever experienced this playing, Michelle, but when something like this happens and UST just won a set, does that matter? Does that halt momentum? Or as a player, can you tell me that, no, that really doesn't matter, it's fine, you know? What's the truth behind that, in your opinion, at least?
Me, since it's the end of the set, I don't think naman it will affect their momentum because irregardless, there is a break during between sets, but they performed really well, as you can see in the statistics. So if they can do this in the third set, have 12 attacks, have 6 blocks, they dominated everything, even the errors, 12 and 4. But if they can perform like this in the third set, they can also do it again in the fourth set.
I think the errors came from the fact that I think, and correct me if I'm wrong again, Michelle, that they took more risks in that set. Parang they let it all out nung set na yun. They were loose. UST was more loose. They were more relaxed. They were having fun. And it reflected in their game.
And Coach Kung Fu also had a gamble in their services. Kaya dumagdag din yung errors nila because nagta-target sila, kinakargahan nila yung service. So talagang it will push you naman talaga siguro to make more errors.
But if you're UST, you know that the defending champions are going to refocus and try to come back even tougher and harder here This is a net block though. Point given to UST. So if you're UST, you back that third set. It was a good set. Wala na yun. Tama ba? Kalimutan na natin yun. It's time to move on and move forward.
And focus on the fourth set. And of course, for Ateneo also, that they lost the third set.
Wala na rin yun.
Wala na rin yun. Just start one more. Each team right now just has to focus on winning one set first before they can even think of a fifth setter for UST.
So they lose their first set of the season on their second game. Set number 4. Malakinot.
I think Rica Rivera wanted to get that ball, but I'm sorry, we're right here.
Oh, parang I might be too dangerous for her also. All the equipment here. Two serving one. Alina, EJ, good find by EJ Laure.
Ito yung sinasabi natin, EJ Laure has more technique when it comes to hitting the ball. She can put a soft spike, she can hit the ball hard. As to Cherry Rondina na talagang laging palaban yung palo niya.
Too soft on that serve though. Let's check in with Laura Lehman.
Boom, in that last set, the Lady Eagles gave UST too big and too early of a lead. In the end, it proved too difficult to catch up. And according to Coach Ty, they should have slowed it down, isa-isa, 1 point at a time. And as you mentioned, Boom, UST seemed the happier and lighter team on court, and Coach Ty does not like it this way. He wants his girls to have the momentum, and Heart Strong was all he kept on repeating during the huddle. Back to you guys.
Thank you, Lau. Yes, your team, your school always wants to be the happier team on court since Coach Ty took over this team. And it's worked for them. They've pocketed a couple of championships playing that way. So they want to recover here in set number 4. Tied tayo at 3-all.
It's more of a mental state right now. Kung sino mas masaya, kung sino mas nag-enjoy. It will really affect not only you, but your team and the crowd watching as well.
Joanna is checked. And nobody taking the second ball.
It's a good coverage for Ateneo, but they failed to attempt one more time for the spike.
That's out. What went wrong there, Michelle? Was it the set? Was it the technique ng palo, flick of the wrist? I don't know.
It was the perfect timing for Maddie. It was a perfect set also, but she was too far from the ball, and hindi niya na-flick yung wrist niya pababa. So if you're a center spiker, it's more of the wrist talaga that has to go down para madiin mo yung bola because you're at the center already and konti na lang yung distance mo sa sideline. So if pag nakabig mo masyado to the side, it will really go out.
Not serving 4, serving 5. UST playing better at the start here. It's still alive. And a free ball given by Dizon. Gia on the 1-2 play.
Everybody trying to kill the ball using their fingers, talagang tip from Eliza Valdez to Cherry Rondina, but it's only the setter of Ateneo who had a successful point for that play.
Good serve, good first ball. Jessie De Leon, and I think Eliza, she knew it right away.
When the player and coach, pag hindi na sila nagreklamo, you really know that they felt it.
Guilty. As charged. Chloe Cortez, the spark off the bench also. And she's been doing this her whole collegiate career. Every time, inaasahan siya to provide hustle and spark a few points here and there, some blocking. Valdez, cross court. Too hot to handle for that sequence. Let's check in with Angelique Manto.
Boom and Michelle, remembering their first match against the Lady Falcons, Forcing a fourth set could only mean the awakening of the Tigresses, which is something that the Thomasian crowd is rooting for. But amidst their third set takeover, Coach Kung Fu still is frustrated with the number of service errors being committed by the girls. At this point, assistant coach Villette Ponce de Leon wants the girls to remember what they have trained hard for from yesterday. Seeing na napupunta naman sa lugar na pinaghandaan nila ang bola. Tanong pa nga ni Coach Kung Fu sa kanila, kaya nyo ba? To which the girls enthusiastically responded, kayang-kaya. Boom and Michelle.
Thank you very much, Angelique, Coach Villette, Coach Ian, Coach Kung Fu. All there for the UST faithful who are down by 1. Back set to Rondina. It is a UST point.
Very daring cut shot from Rondina.
Daring is the word.
Ako, akala ko rin outside. Everybody was just waiting for the call of the referee and they ruled it in.
Cortez, nobody in front of her. She gets her team into the first technical timeout of set number 4. No doubt there. That was in. No doubt either here. We started this broadcast by saying these two girls, Eliza Valdez and Cherry Rondina, are going to bring the crowd to their feet. And they have been delivering for their schools mightily. Totally entertaining to watch them. Totally two different players, two different styles, but equally exciting.
And both of them really rallying the whole team to continue and to support their energy inside the court. Sila talaga yung dalawang nangunguna when it comes to enjoying and parang taking off the pressure from the rest of the team.
2-point lead now after that block, courtesy of Amy Ahumiro. Dizon, Rondina. Free ball for UST. Laure goes cross court, but too soft. Valdez finds a spot. 3-point lead.
Rondina was waiting for that strong hit. And nakita ni Eliza na malaki yung room for a drop ball. And it's really a smart move from Eliza Valdez, seeing that huge hole in the middle of the defensive row of UST.
Was that saved though by... Oh,
usually the referees should have called it upon contact, but if they didn't, that means Rondina.
No?
And also, nakita ni Coach Kung Fu kasi sinabi niya habulin nila yung bola.
Pero wala na yan. That's all gone. And a point courtesy of the serve. 4-point lead.
Guys, galing sa 7-8 yan. Pag 7-11 yan. Bakit? Bibili ba kayo? Baka 7-11.
Wala trate.
Ang bibili. Chance ball. Ba't di ka nagbago ng play? Anong play to natin? Wala. Diba, Beatrice? Ano na eh, kita-kita na tayo dun sa dulo eh. Ikutin mo naman si EJ. Lahat naman pinapalo, 3-5, diba? Ikutin mo yung spiker mo. Chloe, wag ka naman, nai-hypnotize ka na naman eh. Kotan na ka. Ikutin mo, lalo na pag chance ball.
First, malaki blockers, cover time.
Go, UST!
Golden Tigresses.
Golden Tigresses down 4. Coach Kung Fu making a little joke just to lighten up the mood at the start of that timeout. Because it was at 8-7 technical timeout. 3 straight points courtesy of this girl on deck serving Giamorado.
Ito yung gusto natin makita, yung 1-1 na laging sinasabi ng mga coaches and players na whenever your opponent scores 1 point, you have to get right back into the game and score yourself 1 point.
Again! Taking a peek at the defense, and she sees a donut hole in the middle, Michelle.
A triple block right in front of Eliza Valdez. For the part of UST, if you see a triple block, one defensive player automatically has to get a tip because mahirap na magpadaan ng spike sa triple block. So there's a higher chance na talagang magde-tip or magde-drop ball ang spiker.
And what makes it tougher also is Eliza disguises her approach so well, Michelle. Yung kanyang buwelo, kala mo hahampas eh.
Hindi talaga halata eh. And especially kapag nasa likod ka ng block, hindi mo makikita yung shift in the approach of the spiker.
And that's because she has elevation, which EJ Lowry has also, but she gets blocked in that sequence. Big lead here in the fourth. What went wrong there, Michelle?
It was a very close set. So yung set, yung malapit sa net and bitin yung set. And if you're spiking in front of Amy Ahumiro and Bea De Leon, you have to set it up very nicely para hindi na mahirapan si EJ Lowry when she spikes the ball.
Speaking of, they go back to her here. Cross court. Valdez asking for it. That's a good pickup. And Dina swings it to the other side. Ahumiro, double play there. Cabanos underhand. Tunay. Maraginot reaches up for it. Ahumiro again. Long rally here in set number 4. Lowry puts it away.
Everybody just having a breath of relief for EJ Lowry. A very, very long rally. You saw Rondina get the ball and then spike it, but EJ was the one who really finished it for the USC Tigresses.
That stopped the bleeding. Ang tagal nun, 8-7 yung score natin, naging 13-8. So they finally get a changeover here. Baba, no?
Masyado mababa yung set, masyado mabilis, and for a spiker like Amy Ahumiro, kailangan inintay siya ni Morada before she set that ball.
2 straight points for USD. Melantunay on deck. 9 serving 13. A team that has missed the Final Four 3 straight years. They were 5th last year. They want to get back there. They want to just get the first win of the season. That's the business at hand. De Leon, good coverage there by Tunay. Rondina. Valdez, tinulak na lang. Pagkakataon muli. Sa kabila naman, Ahumiro through the block. This is still alive. Rondina from the back. We're gonna call a reception error on the converted libero.
Lifting violation. That ball really stayed too long.
On her, yeah.
On her hands. Yes, as we can see.
Yeah, iba na yung direksyon eh.
Masyado matagal.
3 straight points for Melantunay. Yun ang pinakamasakit.
Kayo mismo ang tumitigil ng momentum for your team.
I was say the same thing.
That's the hardest part to get back from, especially coming from a service error, because the momentum, not only the momentum, but your emotions also, babagsak lahat.
You kill your own rally, kumbaga.
Yes.
No? Joanna, through the block. Lowry was there. They call it out, though.
Outside from our line judge.
Sayang, walang sumabay pa naman, Michelle, dun sa kanya. Ooh. In hindsight, again, we have the benefit of slow-mo, Michelle.
Yeah, so the USD crowd not liking that call from the referee.
The lines person, sabi ni Laureto, para mas malinaw.
One more, sabi ni EJ Lowry. And it's a 4-point lead for Ateneo, but USD can easily get back to this game if they just play consistently.
I will reiterate, tayo may benefit of that replay. They don't use that. Another service error. Coach Kung Fu has been pointing that out time and time again. 16-11 is our score now. The Golden Tigresses and their fans are here at the arena. Holiday pala bukas, ano, Michelle?
Yes.
Of course, the Atenean fans are also here. First game pa lamang ito, ha? Meron pa tayong FEU at UE. Parehong naghahanap ng unang panalo. Ito naman ang Ateneo, naghahanap ng kanilang pangalawa. Ang UST naghahanap ng kanilang una after 2 games. 16-11 is our score. And the sophomore, Bea De Leon. on deck.
It's good to see a very tight and intense competition early on in the UAAP. And even though we're only at our first round, you can see how these teams really want to win and how they really want to play well.
Me and Mosey were talking about this, I think, after Thursday. We said in our private conversation that we said that we feel like there's going to be a lot of really good games this year amongst these teams because almost everybody, if not everybody, really jacked up their lineups and coaching staff and hotshot rookies, diba? Recruits. So it promises to be a very good year for women's volleyball and volleyball in general.
Ang daming investments na ginagawa ngayon in the volleyball community. And if you look at each team, you can see that nobody is at the bottom and nobody is really on top when it comes to matchups and when it comes to competition. But sometimes you have a 6-point advantage like how Ateneo has right now.
Binigay na naman. 3 puntos yun, Michelle, na binigay nila sa serve, ha?
I wonder what Coach Kung Fu is thinking right now, knowing na tinuturuan pa niya kung saan mag-target yung kanyang mga girls.
Morado underhands this one! Oh, wow, Joanna Maraguinot was on top of that ball. She is the option when Eliza Valdez is in the back row and she puts it away in that sequence.
She really delivers consistently for her team, Boom. And she's a very smart player with a triple block right in front of her. She still knows where to hit that ball.
She showed so much promise in her first year already. Kahit yung pakonti-konti lang na sulpot-sulpot na appearance lang para sa Ateneo. Lead is down to 6, high of 7 here. Ateneo looking to close it out. USD looking to make one last challenge. Can they do it?
This was the problem of Ateneo in that third set. Masyado nilang napalamang yung UST early on, and ito naman ang problem ng UST for the fourth set with a 6 lead advantage for Ateneo. Kung kaya nila humabol, well, it's possible, but it's very, very hard.
Tough. Pero ang ganda ng point mo kanina na sabi mo nga, teams have a tendency of relaxing after winning the first 2 sets. And right when you said that, Ateneo loses the third set.
Because sometimes for the part of UST, siguro dun lang nag-kick in yung instinct nila of urgency na, wait, matatalo na talaga tayo. So dun lang nag-sink in sa kanila, and maybe that's what they needed to kick off today's game.
But right now they're in a 7-point hole. Make that 8. 21-13.
Dito na nag-enjoy si Coach Taibu kasi hindi daw niya na-appreciate yung energy ng Ateneo for that third set.
Kanina, oh. They want to be the happier team, and right now they are happy on sitting on an 8-point lead.
Tayo yung pumapatay sa sarili natin eh. Hindi natin kinokontrol. Hindi dapat kontrolin natin. Ngayon, walo yan. Kung ahayaan natin yan, magiging 10. Ha? Tayo yung nasa receive, tayo yung opensa. Bakit tayo maka-opensa? Kunin muna natin yung first ball. Ulitin natin, hindi natin kailangan sobrang ganda ng first ball natin. Kailangan natin maiangat natin para makaset up tayo. Yun yan. Isa-isa, basic lang muna tayo. At isa lang tayo. Tapos mag-ikot, makakuha tayong puntos. Yung service naman. Ha? Yung service. Ha?
Rudy Ravenna also joining us here at the arena in San Juan.
Full family, Tita Mosey, supporting volleyball all the time.
Joanna Maraguinot, by the way, Michelle, might be that open hitter that will take over the reins when Eliza Valdez leaves this team.
Yes, and she's the prodigy of the Ateneo squad.
It looks like it. She has the frame, she has the build for it, she has the demeanor for it. She's a very likable personality, and Jo is trying to finish this team off right now. 22 serving, 13.
And she's one of the go-to persons, established already early on into her volleyball career.
One thing's for sure, Valdez is not, she says, hey, wait a minute, I'm still here. One thing's for sure is the UAP is in great hands with Laure, such another great, likable player, and then Maraguinot on the other side. But Valdez is, of course, the established megastar here. And the UAP volleyball among the Ateneo fans. Melatunay, Alina Vicar back on deck. Maraguinot, 12 points. Valdez with 23 so far. This received. Joust from the back row. Chance for Ateneo here to get themselves into match point. Pipa, Rondina. Another one for CC.
Credits to the defensive players of USD. They didn't let that ball touch the ground. And Rondina, of course, doing everything in her power to score a point for USD.
Jessie De Leon, do the honors. Ateneo's 2 points away. USD practically no room for error here, especially from the service deck. Free ball. Chance ball. Valdez saw that. Still alive. It's in Rondina's hands. And that's clearly out. Looking for a check. Nope. Match point for Ateneo. Team looking for their 20th straight win.
Rondina had too much power on that hit. She was under the ball already and nilakasan pa rin niya.
20 points for Rondina, 11 for Laure, the birthday girl, serving match point. Faulty first ball. Right?
She spikes in the back row like it's the front line. Boom.
No fear. No fear at all.
Bright, bright future for
USD in general. Yeah. Some good talent. And it is Bea De Leon that delivers the nail in the coffin. Ateneo loses one set, but wins ultimately their second match of the year.
They've been very consistent all throughout this game. USD gave their best, but Ateneo is just really composed whenever they're under pressure, whenever they have a problem right in front of them. They really play as a team, and both teams today really gave it their best and gave us a good game to watch.
Very exciting game as you see the confirmation of the scores. 25-22, 25-20, USC winning 25-21 in the third, and then 25-15 as they really put their foot down on that fourth set. And your best player, Michelle, is?
Of course, Eliza Valdez. She scored, a while ago we had her score 23 points, 20 from attacks, 2 from blocks, and 1, of course, from her service. We all know Ali is a very tough server. 23 points in 4 sets, boom. It's not her career high, but it's really a good number. And as we said a while ago, pwede na. Pwede na. Start pa, warm up pa lang naman for this season.
Rondina, 30 points, pwede na. But something to work on for UST, Michelle, as we see these two teams are coming up in our next game. What are they going to work on as they go 0-2 here? 2 tough battles for them so far.
They have to work on their errors, boom. They can't be committing errors and at the same time scoring points, because for a team like UST, when you score a point and you commit an error, you're just back to square one. You don't move forward.
Right.
So if you're going up a team like Ateneo and who's very consistent when it comes to delivering points, kailangan kayo rin, you have to match up into that, and you have to keep the momentum on your part and don't let the morale of the team get any lower.
Because Ateneo is the type that they pounce on the good teams, the top tier teams. Obviously, Ateneos and LaSalle's, they're the top teams in the last few years. They are the type of teams that pounce on errors of the opponent. And USC had a few today, especially from service also. But there's so much volleyball to be played still. That's the good news for UST. Nakakadalawang laro pa rin tayo. And we got a lot more to catch up on. Like the FEU-UE game that's coming up in a bit here at the arena in San Juan. Michelle, it's great to have you with us.
Thank you so much, Boom. I really had so much fun covering today's game and seeing a lot of new faces in the UAAP community and the UAAP volleyball rosters for each team. And talagang ang dami talaga natin na pwedeng panoorin at abangan for the rest of the games coming up today.
For Michelle Gumabaw, I'm Boom Gonzalez. Stay tuned for more volleyball action here on ABS-CBN Sports in Action.